What is his daddy and what does he do?
What did your daddy? What did he do? Come on, tell me. Tell me. Why you free, Alan? Tell me.
Oh, we should watch Twins at some point.
No, we
Can
shouldn't.
we?
That's a terrible idea. Why the fuck are we
I never seen all the way through. I wouldn't mind doing
Can
that.
we do a marathon of all the really, really awful Arnold movies that no one talked about, like Junior?
Wait, Juno? He's not in Juno.
Junior.
Junior.
Oh, Junior. Okay, that he gets a young girl pregnant.
Oh no.
I mean, he got his
What are you
maid
doing?
pregnant, so it's kind of the same scenario, I guess.
Fucking Michael Cera's
I
like,
need an explanation as to who's thought. Yeah, let's make Arnold pregnant. Like, who thought that was a good idea?
Cocaine
I
heads
literally-
with
I-
script.
Yeah, dude. I'm gonna be honest. I wanted to see that for so long. I'm so glad. It happened.
What?
Yeah, Arnold being pregnant, dude. Like, fuck yeah.
I'm utterly convinced he lost the bet, and that's why that movie exists.
No, actually, what's funny is so I'm gonna turn that music off. I know like the fucking music still going. Like, hey guys, the chat actually. Yeah, hi, we're live.
Look, man, Junior exists, and we have to talk about it.
No, well the thing is though is that Stallone was gonna take that movie or something, and Arnold and Stallone were actually at war with each other, so they would actually like purposely go and do a stupid movie because the agent would be like, hey, he's gonna do this. He's like, oh, I'm gonna do it.
Oh,
But,
that's
like, they're
fucking
each other.
hilarious. That's
Yeah.
pettiness that is only seen here.
No shit, right? Ryan
It's gonna be
says
a
chat
terrible
show.
movie because fuck him.
So Alan, you guys see Junior do the science in that movie
Oh.
is abysmal.
No. You gotta understand about that movie is I didn't believe it existed for years. I had a buddy of mine. Buddy of mine was even worse at that, but it was years. People tell me about the movie. Oh yeah, Arnold's pregnant. I'm like, no, you're kidding. You're joking. Like this guy was a Terminator and he shoots people. He's not pregnant. That what? And legitimately, I just didn't believe it existed. Buddy of mine, who's a huge Arnold fan, screaming rant. He's like, no, he's the coolest guy in the world. He would never do anything that stupid. No, like he's yelling. I'm like, okay. I mean, he's a fan, so I guess he's not a real movie.
Did he ride the bus that's not as large as the main one?
No, he was a regular. No, he's just a huge fan. He's like you.
Hey,
Yeah, he calls you Short Buzz McGee,
I
dog.
did. He calls himself that.
you call me short bus Benny and shit. Like, Jesus Christ.
Short bus.
I see you over the Diaz riding that short bus just like me.
Beep beep. No, but anyways. Speaking of beep beep, we are
Riding
here.
with the friends? Hell nah.
We are joined by Roxy. Roxy, welcome back. How you doing?
Beep beep.
Beep beep. Oh, by the way, just on the whole beep beep thing, I want to show you guys something really quick. I'm gonna pull this screen up. Yeah, that's her background. That's what I have to see during this whole fucking show. It's Danny DeVito and Arnold just sitting right there like.
Look, don't show people how I live.
Guys.
People
What's
are
wrong
like,
with
so
your-
where's part of this conversation? Here you go.
So,
Meanwhile, the Inception bullshit that's happening behind.
So,
don't,
Jet-
don't worry about that.
Jay, really quick, what's wrong with this room, by the way? You want to go ahead and review it really quick?
Nope.
So
No.
I saw them all those fucking clothes on the floor, and also
Look
the
there.
right side completely just fucking messy. You just got all your shit on the goddamn
Oh, really?
floor.
Why don't you turn on your fucking webcam?
True.
Cause I don't got one on here, and plus, also I keep my room clean.
I've
we
seen
know?
I've seen the boxes.
Wait, really quick.
Boxes aren't necessarily a dirty. Look
Okay,
at that.
those aren't
Look at
dirty
this.
either.
Look at the dresser.
I will say, why doesn't... Wait, no, Gandra, are you naked?
Hell yeah, my dick out right now. Just petting the
No,
dog.
it's not. It's not. He's just wearing fucking shorts, but no
Oh.
shirt on.
Oh, so you letting them titties flow.
Mm-hmm.
I get you. That's okay. Marissa saying refresh. Refresh what? Where? Why? When? Let me see. I think we're good. Let
Refresh
me
what?
go ahead and write in my my thing over here. I'm gonna say.
Roxy looks like Danielle's cousin.
You know what, dude? That would sound like an insult usually because of I don't know, but like. I'm trying. I don't know how like honest I can be on this show, but
I don't know. I don't see it.
Danielle's a great person.
similar hairstyle, maybe. That's about it.
Okay, fair. I haven't cut my hair in like a minute, so I'm trying to wait on like the whatever. I can't think of the word hairdresser to like do my hair.
That's salon. The hair salon. Here's the thing though. I'm gonna talk
Hair
some shit.
salon?
I'm gonna talk some shit in the chat because that is Matt Hundama who always wants to talk shit. So now I'm gonna fucking use you.
Oh
as
well,
an
at least he
example.
recognizes who Roxy is this time.
No, but no, that's the thing though. All these guys in the chat that do that shit. There's so many dudes in the chat though. I gotta say that like they don't talk to women. So like all the women look exactly the same to them. Like I've noticed that so much. And yes, I am calling you out, good sir, because he is one of the guys that got them confused before. And I remember so many people used to do that. And I'm like, why do you get Jet and Roxy confused? And how does Roxy look like Danielle? And how does person's like, there's other women out there just walking around living and shit. Like, I don't understand why those things get so confused. But anyways, aside from that though, what you call it? I just want to rant. I'm sorry.
Damn, you just gave a spanking digitally.
And I'm not even like overly defensive because I talk shit to Roxy all the fucking time because she's an asshole. But like, I mean, she doesn't look like fucking Danielle, guys. Come on.
I mean, I don't see it, but I wouldn't necessarily say that's an insult. It's just I don't really see it.
Yeah, if I was a chick, I'd rather you say I look like me. I just look like myself. You know.
Yeah. Okay, Nick, you look like.
Because you said I look like fucking Cisco.
Okay. Yeah. I meant from the Flash. Not the guy who sings a thong song.
I guess Alan was run.
Why was it so wrong? Why was it so wrong?
Alan, so run.
Fucking Chuckle Brothers are back. It's my worst nightmare.
Yo, I had a dream the other day. Like I told Nias this. I had a dream with all of us in the call, and we were coming up with new artwork for the new season of the show, quote unquote. Mm-hmm. And one of the artworks that I had in mind, if you guys ever seen the Machines versus the Mitchells, there's a little thing that they do where it's like, oh, Dino Power, hurrah. I went with that in my subconscious, and Nick was showing, hey, yo, Alan, check out this new emote. Nope. And it was me and Nick dressed up like those, like the dinos, but like dressed in the fucking animations from the Mitchell, all like exaggerated out. And it said Chuckle Brothers Incorporated and shit. And Alan got so fucking mad.
Yeah, that's. Are you sure that wasn't the future?
Oh man, I hope it was. That animation was clean. That animation was very clean in my head.
You know what's so weird? I don't think people even know where I kept saying that because again, it's been a long time since all of us have been on. But where the term the Chuckle Brothers came from?
Yeah, I tell people about that really quick because
okay, so
I'm curious how you fucking remember.
Basically, this was mostly off screen. It happened a little bit on the show, but one of the things is I remember I got so mad. I think I like did the rant on the show. Penelope, calm down.
She's ranting.
Smack the fuck out of her.
No, she has been freaking out all day. Probably
yeah, you just smacked the shit.
No, I didn't. I just went and just like let her kind of go on my hand, and then she just
fell. I got you.
No. Anyway, so these two motherfuckers, and you'll see them over the course of this show. What they used to do to me is one of them would come up with like a really shitty joke. It wasn't even funny. It'd be like, "Oh man, Alan, your hair, man, looks like shit." Like nothing like that was even like comedic. And one of them goes, ha, ha, "Oh man, it does!" Ha, ha. And then another one laughed, "Oh, that's so funny!" And then we start laughing back and forth at each other's laughter, and it would turn into this stupid fucking thing. And I would just get so mad, like it's not that fucking funny. Well, you two Chuckle Brothers.
By the way, guys, let me go ahead and transfer that into normal speak. He was like, "These two motherfuckers were enjoying each other's company," and they're like, "It's a beautiful day." And the other one was like, "Yeah, you're right. As now that you mention it, it is a beautiful day for laughter, for having good times. I hate these motherfuckers."
No, because it was always against me. Because that's what it was. It was always they would just find a way to gang up all their stupid bullshit to make fun of me. That's all it ever was.
I'm so sorry, dude, but there's no way we're gonna both gang up on Rockstar Jet, bro. Come on.
Yeah, because you're both afraid.
I'm not afraid.
Yeah,
I ain't scared no man.
She got my balls in the press right now.
Like, I can't do it because then everyone will jump on me. But then apparently everyone's just like, "Ah, fuck it, just keep laughing at Alan."
Roxy, do you think this is true? Because you've been there in situations where me and Ganja laugh and enjoying our day. But like, what do you feel?
As in regards to like, if y'all pile up on Alan?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like you're going a certain direction with this.
Okay, sometimes they pile up on you because you make some stupid ass fucking decisions, Alan.
Thanks, Roxy.
Okay, look, let me finish. You didn't let me finish. I love you. Love you, dog. You're my dog. But at the same time, you do some stupid ass fucking decisions. So you try to like look for us for like some kind of support to be like, "Oh yeah, I think I made the right choice, guys, huh? I made the right choice." And then we're just like, "No, Alan, you fucked up."
What does that have to do with anything?
But not all the time. Sometimes you like to gang up on everybody too.
Yeah, you call me
How
fat.
does this become on me? These two motherfuckers give me shit all the time.
Wait, how you do realize you just talk shit about us?
Yes.
Yeah, because you did that for years. You still do that.
Mauricio, Nick and I do like to frequently dogpile on Alan. NGL. What's NGL? I don't know the internet.
Not gonna lie.
Oh, not gonna lie. Well, you know what, Mauricio?
No Gatorade later.
Yeah.
What?
No, hey, Ganja, don't laugh at him. We'll be picking on him.
Oh, yeah, true. But that's just some pickable shit, man.
No, but Jet, do you feel like we dogpile on Alan a little bit?
To be fair, we all do. Because, like Roxy said, Alan will say some shit and then just like, "Alan, What the fuck?
Oh, really? Really? Compared to Ganja here, who can barely remember his own
Listen,
name?
first of all, we jump on Ganda too. Like, and Ganda will fuck
Yeah,
up a word. We'll
yeah.
be like, what the fuck did you say?
Hey, ain't my turn to get spanking. I get that shit all the time. Matter of fact, just whooped my ass in person.
My point is that those two have like a cabal, like a power together.
Cabal? What
Like
kind
a-
of
it's like a
Illuminati
Wonder-
shit do we
It's
do?
like the
Listen
Wonder
to
Twins.
Mortal
But they're
Kombat.
Yeah, they're in a worse
No.
Mortal Kombat game, I swear.
okay, fine. It's like the Wonder Twins, but they're both fucking idiots.
Dude,
You
more of
said-
these comic book characters.
A cabal of people, and we got an organization going towards chuckling at his ass.
Man,
Man.
and then
Goddamn
Jen, she's
right.
Ermac.
It's called the Chat Attack.
We got an NGO just clowning Alan. Go check it out. It's
100%
LLC, y'all.
convinced the reason I got this position was because Dick found it way too fucking funny to make fun of me and wanted to keep this shit constant.
Oh no, the real reason we took you is because someone else was a worse option, and you are a way better performer than they will ever be.
I don't know if that's any better.
Oh yeah, man. So we're not gonna tell that story on the show.
Nah, I just dropped the hints necessary.
Yeah, but I will say I owe that person an apology somewhat because that was evil, but I also
Fuck 'em.
I owe Alan an apology for that too because that was shitty.
Oh hell
But-
no! I enjoyed every second of it.
Well, here's the thing, though, Alan. It's like just so you know, no matter what, I was going to choose you. Like me and Anthony both decided that like a long time ago, and then Ganja also agreed too. But like. I wanted to start off like a really nice punch in the fucking throat of that other guy. So I probably should have found a better way to do it, but at that time I was an asshole. I didn't know how to deal with people. So yeah, it is what it is. But here's the thing: I'm not dogpiling what I'm about to bring up, okay? But Alan, you have a
Right.
very strange fear that we just found out before the show.
Look, man, I said it on the show before. It's not just me, and clearly it's not just me because this movie exists.
Well, the whole movie's not about this, but they certainly do feel at least somewhat close to what you're saying. Because we're gonna talk about Mitchells and versus the Machines. I hate this name, by the way. I keep getting around every time I fucking say it. But yeah, there's a part in this movie where the Furbies come out. Now, Alan, I know you didn't watch this movie, but I feel like you can add a lot to this review by just telling us why do you fear there it is right there, Furbies. Why do you fear the Furbies?
Because Furbies are fucking creepy, man. They have the weird eyes that are designed to be as creepy and big as possible and always staring at you. So every time you walk into a store and you see an aisle of them, it was like an aisle of eyes just looking at you. It was fucking crazy as a kid going, I'm just scared of looking at this shit. And my mom got me one. And the thing is that shit is terrifying because the eyes move and shit.
Yeah.
The talking Furbies. The talking Furbies were the worst because the voice was demonic. And oh my fucking god! Well, I remember when I was a kid. Mom got me one because for some fucking reason she thought I like these things because all the kids got them. Got me the talking one that wouldn't shut the fuck up at night. So I took the batteries out because that's how that works, right?
Still alive.
Yeah. That shit doesn't die. That shit doesn't die. So my dad had a lot of hammers in the garage. So I just started fucking killing that thing.
Jesus fucking Christ!
Oh, that
What
thing
if
would
there
not
was a
die,
new
man.
species just emerging in your house?
Dude, I don't even know. But you know what I want to do? I want to buy Alan something.
Hold on a second. Hold on. I'll let you finish this point after this. But this motherfucker gives me so much shit for hating AI, not wanting advanced robots that become sentient and human and shit. Meanwhile, the first time the fucking Furby goes, "What up, dog?" with no batteries in it, Alan's smashing the shit. Like
That shit was creepy
century and shit.
beforehand. That shit was creepy when it was like it made sense why I was alive. I took the batteries out. Like that's a common thing. Those things would survive on an eternal charge for a while.
Now you know how I feel with something with a touch glass face.
So, Alan, if I had a lot of money and I bought you a certain Christmas gift, would you be okay if I bought you this?
Bro, I would throw that out a window. Bro, I remember watching that movie going, what the fuck? Fuck this movie. I'm mad already. I'm wondering made a gold monstrosity. It's like making a gold never. It's like making a gold never Necronomicon. There we go.
Say that
Evil
5
Dead
times.
No, do not say it ever again. That's fucking bad. No, this scene in this movie though was actually pretty cool, but we're gonna get into that too. So here's the thing, guys. It's been out for a couple weeks now. I was kind of excited to see it, but I didn't think it was gonna be like all that amazing. But man, dude, as far as character development goes, this is one of the better things I've seen that came out recently, man. Like I really like the animation. It's driving Jet crazy of like, what the fuck does this remind me of? But we all probably can talk about like what this kind of reminds us of as far as like animation wise and everything too. But like as far as storyline goes, this being about robots, being about family, having people beat the fuck out of each other, but at the same time like continue things going on. As far as like the emotional stuff, this reminds me of something that like Pixar would put out. Like this is really really good as far as like all those little bits of things going on. But Ganja, what'd you feel about this when you first watched it? Were you excited?
Oh man, my first instinct was like, oh my god, this is a movie by our generation. I kind of want to check out the age range of the writers because this very feels like something from between the ages of 35 to 25 wrote it.
Mm-hmm.
Like even down to the aesthetics of like, hey, what age group is she in? Oh, she was a kid in 2005. Man, me and Roxy felt old as fuck when they were showing those home videos.
Just to throw in what this probably reminds Jed of, there's a Netflix movie called Next Gen that I swear to God that dog looks identical to the dog in that movie.
Do you think there's any validity to that, Jet?
Hmm?
Wait, what'd you say, Jet?
Weren't they like basically the same species of dog? Wasn't it a pug?
They're the same species dog and everything. Like that dog, I'm like, is this Next Gen? Because I'm like, what was that movie called? I don't know because we watched in the after hours. I don't know.
Well, look how close this robot looks to the other robots from.
I want to say it's the same studio or something where it's like that's probably why it seems very familiar.
Well, because it's also on Netflix and Mission Machines was on Netflix, so yeah, you could be right there, dude. That's really funny.
Oh no, yeah, that's a different dog.
Okay, but it's similar kind of idea where it's like the weird, goofy looking dog, but it's like that's what I kept thinking watching the movie. Like, is this like the same studio?
Yeah, well, like another thing too, and someone said that in the chat, but I've noticed other people like in reviews have said this. But Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, have you guys seen this at all?
I know about it.
Yeah, so I don't know if this is like another animated or animation thing, Jet, that you think kind of looks close to it, but like as far as quality and storylines or anything, like if you guys have seen this, let me know if you guys felt like this was any
because like what I guess I would compare it to like the style would be a mix of like 3D Bob's Burgers and something else from like Disney Channel just squashed together and made 3D.
Yeah, that actually probably makes sense. But Roxy, I gotta ask you too because apparently you're watching this with Ganja, which is great that you guys got to watch it and finish it together.
Oh, you a bitch!
There's a whole
man, you a bitch.
You used a bitch.
You dirty for that one.
You gotta start shit.
I got you, Diaz. Next time we're in Disney, I'm rolling you over in my wheelchair, dog. It's on site.
You already put me at fucking. I almost got in trouble at Disney. You said I had a bomb on me.
All right, you know what?
Whoever did that to me, Ganja, I'm not talking to you.
We even now, Diaz. We even.
No, fuck you. We're not even. I almost died. And they almost took my
They
bomb
weren't
away.
gonna kill you. They're just gonna beat your ass a little.
They almost took my bomb away. You motherfucker.
See, that's the shit. That's the shit right now. I was talking about where I wasn't alone.
But no.
You two Chuckle brothers are gonna get yourselves
He wants to
arrested.
act like he wasn't part of the shit.
Man, you both are dumb as shit. Because the thing is, if you guys went down there, you take us with you.
I want to point out that these two Chuckle brothers are gonna get their asses arrested one day, and I can't wait.
It's really
Oh,
great.
we did it for the fucking joke. Fuck you, Diaz.
Because the thing is, like, just like, you wouldn't be the only one going down. We were with you. They would get all our asses.
Like I said, Ganja, you ever do that to me, I'm never talking to you again.
I was like,
not
you guys
Arabs,
got
they're
my
not gonna
bullet,
let me
you blow
go.
your ass up.
Oh, I'll end up in Guantanamo Bay and shit on CNN. Terrorists try to blow up Disney and shit.
Just a joke.
The joke is your ass in jail.
No, but like Roxy, you watching this though, did you feel very nostalgic as well, or like what'd you feel about this when you first started watching it?
I felt old as shit, to be honest. Like the down to the song that they sing together, they're like their cute little family song. I was kind of wondering whether or not they would cut out a certain person because of very fucking like scary ass accusations he's been accused of recently, which they did for the most part. But just seeing like the natural progression, seeing like our kind of like meme history, I want to guess, like progression of memes. We've seen some of the earlier memes. We're seeing some more of like the Renaissance memes that came through, and then like the memes that we're dealing with right now. So I like seeing all of that. I definitely figured that the writers were around our age, and I felt old as shit. So they had like some callbacks to us, like with the home movies. Of course, our generation is used to like VHSs, so they had that feel. But just to see in the corner instead of seeing like 1990 whatever, we end up seeing fucking 2005.
Yeah.
I felt old as shit.
Yeah, I mean, it made me feel old too, but then I also feel like I'm old enough now, not to say that I'm much older than any of you guys in the chat, because obviously it's just, like 5 years or something like that. But it's like, for me, even when this shit was new that they referenced from back in the day, it was still, like, I wasn't even into it. So, like, for me, like, that Sonic Kid playing, I thought that shit came out, like, in 2016. So, like, for me, I'm just kind of like, this is still new, this is still whatever the fuck, I hate this. I'll never understand that generation, so... For me, it didn't work like that, but Jed, I'm very curious with you because you're the same age around Roxy and Ganja. Like, did you feel old watching this at all, or were you kind of like, it's whatever?
a little bit. Like I could actually see myself within like the girl and actually the dad too, because I actually got where both of them were coming from. Like, I mean, it actually reminded me of my relationship with my dad.
Yeah, I kind of saw that too, by the way. And I gotta tell you, I see myself in that dad like way later on.
Same.
Like, dude, like me and you both, dude, we're gonna be that fucking goofball, man.
Oh hell yeah! I was myself like Woodland shit. It's gonna be like history shit.
Yeah, dude. Well, actually, like, you know what's funny is, like, I legitimately, like, there's parts where he's like, hey, like, stop looking at your fucking phones. I think I've literally yelled at the people in this call right now.
Every single person in this call, yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Roxy, Jet.
I'm on my phone right now. I'm not
I
gonna
love how he
fucking-
singles out the women.
No, I am so sorry. Chat, because I know Yasuo Fan and her twins in there and blah, blah, and I'm sorry. But women and these fucking phones,
Oh my
dog,
God.
I am sorry.
But they also be
stereotypes-
shopping, Diaz.
They be shopping a lot. How would they be doing? Look at that. Look at that right there. If Jet turned on the camera, she'd be on that fucking big ass phone too.
I sure the fuck would.
Yeah.
Sure the fuck would. What are you expecting to just sit here? Just sit here with my back hurting, not
What
looking
the fuck
at
would
the
you
fucking
do?
phone?
What would you do if the robots came and took the cell phones? You guys wouldn't have shit. You guys would be fucked.
And
Hold on a second.
you
Diaz, know how to read a
make
map?
it seem like I like being on this earth.
hey, Ganja, ask that question again to Nick.
Diaz, you know how to read a map?
Yeah, I do.
Oh
Man
fuck!
can barely read.
Damn, that's the only thing we share.
Fucking bastard! You motherfucker! I'll choke you! I'll fucking choke you! Guys, look at him. That'll be the last time you see that motherfucker. I'm gonna find him and choke the fuck out of his ass.
And he'll never be able to find me again because the guy can't read a map.
Oh, you son of a bitch!
He's going for the gold now.
You're goddamn right.
Oh my god. Anyways, here's the thing. No, he can't spell.
He can't.
And he can't reach.
Oh.
Looks like I wipe my own ass.
Oh.
What? What?
Wait, what?
Because he's fat. Like, it's a fat joke.
Wait, what?
People can wipe their
Yeah,
ass.
like their own ass. Is that what you're saying?
Oh my fucking god. I love how you guys are like so literal with that. Like, you couldn't imagine where I was going with it.
No, because I was gonna let that pass.
wheelchair.
I was like, I was literally gonna let that pass. Like, oh, like, wait, what?
Jesus fucking Christ.
It's
I
okay,
was
Alan. You know, I got it. No, it was a good joke.
A
It was-
wheelchair.
Whatever.
Now you're making fun of fat people.
He made fun of me for being short.
No, I said you can't reach. Like, just you know.
Hey,
it goes in
Alan, you
life.
would still cast the first stone, dog.
That
First
is
it
some
was like,
bullshit
whoa.
said by people that are usually throwing stones.
No, it was a Bible verse, but okay.
I said what I said.
Those actually.
Christians threw stones all the time.
I'm not throwing stones. I'm throwing hands. What? No. Anyways,
Any
hey,
fucking way.
these old guys. No, I like the mom by the way in this too, because like the dad was really funny and like you know he's kind of like the butt of a lot of jokes as well as like a lot. He's like the reason why we keep moving forward as far as like the layers of the movie and blah blah blah. But like I really like how the mom's kind of like background and she's not that important, but then at the same time she gets so much character development too. Where at the end of the movie, I'm fucking loving her. Like she is like so like she does a bunch of physical stuff, but she's also like not in the way. She's not being too corny or whatever. Because I thought that we're gonna get like a I don't know how many of you guys watch Transformers 2, but the mom eats a weed brownie and acts fucking ridiculous. And over here, it's like I thought there's gonna be the same thing with here. Like, oh, I'm the nerdy mom who's trying to be cool. It never gets that annoying. So I love that shit. But and here's the thing too. I feel like we interrupted Roxy a shit ton. So like, Roxy, what'd you feel about the characters in this? Did you like the daughter at all, or what'd you feel?
Can I speak now?
Yeah, hopefully. We might interrupt you again though.
No, but for me, how you felt about the mom is actually what I really liked about her. Not only did she show off like that heartwarming like mom side, of course, but she also showed off like how capable she was when it was time to like come down to like do the do. She did the do, which was great.
Yeah.
And I saw myself in the mom, a little bit in Katie, and the dog. I'm gonna be honest.
Wait, you saw yourself in the dog?
But yeah.
Hell yeah.
How? Wait, how?
Well, sometimes I'm just kind of there.
You know what? Look, I would ask more questions about that, but that actually makes sense. That's Roxy right there. That's Jet too. That's Ganja. That's everybody in this fucking call.
Hey,
No,
especially with my
I can-
cross-eyed eyes.
I can see straight.
Joe, is there anybody in here that you related to the most?
No, yeah, the daughter.
The daughter, yeah.
Yeah, because it's just like shit. It got to a point where it's just like, if I find something funny, like on the internet, I'll show my mom, and she probably will act like the mom in this movie. But my dad would just be like, huh? What is this? I don't understand this. Oh, ha, 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 ha.
Oh God,
Like,
this is so
okay,
gross.
I'm not-
Why the fuck would you show this to me?
Like, okay, I just won't show you stuff anymore to, not get with that awkwardness.
You know what though? Like, and that's how I see myself and the dad too. Is like Jet does that to me, guys. She sends me shit, and like, like TikToks, bro. Like, and once again,
I sent you one wiener, just one wiener, and all of a sudden you're just like, I don't understand you anymore.
no, but it's like all the TikToks, like, because Roxy does that shit too, where it's like, you guys will send TikToks. I click on them. I don't get it. I barely even know how to open the fucking thing. Because when I click on the link, it's loud as fuck, and it shocks my brain into retardum. Because I'm like, I don't know what the fuck is going on here. And then Corey's calling me, and that's bad too.
He wants to know about the wiener.
First of all,
You're
he
back.
had fun watching those kids fucking eat shit on those little Have y'all seen like Wipeout?
Oh, I hate when they like,
Oh.
hey, let's film this child fucking getting hurt for laughs. I
So
hate
they
that
have
shit.
like I almost said inflatable corpse. Jesus, inflatable
God.
corpse for kids, and it has like the sweeper arm and it knocks them out. So there's like certain times they're supposed to jump or like duck and shit. I sent a compilation of that to Nick.
Oh,
and
that shit, man. They got wiped the fuck out of that, man. I felt bad for
they
those
lost their
kids.
shit.
Kids getting hit in the
Lost their
face
shit.
with that shit. It was ridiculous.
Fuck them kids.
No, man, I don't like that shit, man. Oh, hey, let's film this child getting hurt. Like, fuck that.
No, I
What?
love that shit.
Okay, what about the pizza girl? The one where she's like,
That made no. Nick would not stop laughing for like an hour. That made me mad.
Why?
What do you mean? Why? Oh, hey, she's clearly struggling. So instead of helping her,
the
no, I'm gonna
pizza
film
girl!
her so I can get likes on YouTube. Fuck that shit.
Wait, the little pizza girl who fell?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Fucking
God, look
bull-
at this.
oh man.
Guys,
He's
guys,
laughing right now.
oh,
That
my
makes me
God.
mad.
yeah,
That's your child.
Where
like,
the fuck is
be
that?
a parent.
I can't
That's your
find
pal fucking up a good pizza too.
Though that kid, they're playing the Nerf with the Nerf guns, and he like gets him in the corner in his slow motion, gets ready to shoot him, and the
Oh, that's
kid
great.
is so like he's breaking down. That shit's fucking hilarious.
That's
Why
great.
can't I find this? And by the way, I hate
No,
that I can
pizza
never
girl.
find that
The
video.
little girl falls with pizza.
I showed
I
Alan this
did.
one video of this bird one time that fell in a glass of water.
Oh, that
And
guy
it
makes me
sounds
mad.
horrible, but it was funny because the bird just struggled a little bit and they got out the water, but just like a little freaked out. I said to Alan, "You think I personally dropped Penelope in a glass of water and cover the top?" The way he responded to me.
By the
Oh,
way,
that shit made me mad.
if
It's
you
like
end up
the
finding
bird's
that-
clearly struggling in that photo.
if you end up finding that, send it to me because it's not even. I mean,
I'm
it's
trying to.
nowhere near. on
It's weird
fucking-
because I'll see it, but it won't let me like open it because like it's not available anymore. I'm like, oh,
And it's
okay.
such an easily like describable fucking video. It's like this girl walks around with the pizza and fucking bites the earth.
You
So,
know,
like,
a lot
what
of
the
random
fuck?
pizza video.
Oh man, yeah, but like no, I'm like looking around like let me show you something. By the way, guys, this is why I get mad at the internet. So it's not just me being old, whatever the fuck. But look what I'm finding on Pizza Telugu full movie. Okay, Kantariga full movie with subtitles.
At least it's a full movie. That's cool.
Man kicks food in frustration after dropping down porch stairs.
That's you.
Oh, there.
yo, keep scrolling. Something that pops up is 7 biggest what the fuck moments from Bar Rescue, and it's a naked dude like cleaning himself in the kitchen sink.
Really? Oh, yeah, I've seen that too. We'll show
Okay. I think I got something. It's a reaction by some 12-year-old. Mute the audio, but you can at least get it. Let me just try to find a timestamp.
Mute the
for you.
audio.
Yeah, mute
Y'all
the
about to hear
audio. All
Xbox
that
Live
matters is that
from
she hurt herself. That's
Wow. That's all that matters. Like, okay, I think I got this is the closest thing I can get to it without having to spend the next hour going through the fucking
But
internet.
that's so. But okay, but like you understand, like this kind of bullshit that I can't like.
Sometimes with extremely popular videos, they'll try to monetize the fuck out of them because they're like, oh, people are gonna laugh at this, so let's make some money off of it. It should be timestamped, so you should just play, but again, mute the audio.
Okay, yeah. Oh, and here it is, guys. This is definitely the video. This shit is one of the funniest fucking things. Look at it.
That shit makes me mad too. Like that is
Why?
your child, because like he's filming the child. That's like, and she struggles, she falls over. Oh, look how dumb my kid is. Let
If
me
she
upload this.
dies,
What?
she
How
dies.
the guy recording it was like, "Hey, child, like fucking fall on your face." Like it was trying to be cute. Like she's a big girl. She's
And then
bringing.
he uploads it for like some fucking YouTube, Facebook, where the fuck this went.
Because sometimes you don't want to deal with certain family members who are like, I don't want to send this shit. Just post it up on YouTube. Fuck it. Y'all can click it whenever the fuck you want. And then that's
Yeah.
how that happens.
That's amazing. That's one of the best videos I've ever seen. And you know, this shit like that, like there's funny moments in this movie. By the way, I don't know how much they link to that fucking little girl following pizza, but like I will say that like I like the fact that there's so many funny situations with the family going on too. Shit that could be cute, but then also shit that's kind of like, man, this would be traumatizing if it was real. Like the fact that this is animated, it's like, oh, like we just look at everything like it's silly, but like there's some shit that's like, ooh, that's fucking intense.
Why does every member of this family look like they're tweaking on something?
Because the animation. Because to be honest, like they don't really act too crazy. Like a lot of like, it's all like kind of realistic. I mean, granted, once you get to the robots and lots of jokes that come in, it's gonna get silly because of the cartoon or whatever. But like, for the most part here, man, I love the way everyone handles this machine apocalypse thing. But Roxy, what'd you feel about how they handled that? The whole robots coming in and taking over the world.
I'm gonna be honest. I was afraid that it was gonna be like extremely obnoxious, like, oh my god, they're the heroes, or somehow they magically find a way to like get their shit together for once in their entire fucking lives. So I appreciate the fact that they were like, okay, like fuck it. This family's a fucked up family. They're dysfunctional as shit. Everybody got mental illnesses. They're always gonna be here. So at least they figured out their own unique way to be able to like figure things out. And there were some cute little moments there. Like, of course, you want to stick true to the story, and that's definitely that they did. I don't think they left any stone unturned or any like loose ends in the story. So I 100% appreciate that. But of course, like little moments where they're like, well, how are we really going to do this? Like it's little cutesy moments, like how they end up destroying the villain.
Yeah.
Like that was kind of cute.
Yeah, and then like the cute thing was not like oh, like that's a cool little thing that they did there, but it wasn't like, okay, we're gonna build all this, like every single context or subtext or little like nod to what the ending's gonna be. It's not like accumulated to mean this ending. It's like you kind of don't see it coming, even though it's not like super unpredictable or anything. But it's just kind of like, oh, like that's interesting the way you guys did this. It's not trying to be more than it is.
It's not obnoxious either.
Yeah, no, I super agree because like that's the thing I like about this so much is like, okay, like let's just be honest, some people that watch this are probably not gonna like it, and that's fine, but it's not to that point where it's so much of something where if you don't like it, it's gonna be like, oh, I hate this, or if you love it, it's like, ooh, I super duper love it, like it's the best thing ever. It's like it's so in the middle and so like just not poking at anyone, you know what I mean?
I find it highly enjoyable. That's the best way to put it. It was like next gen to me.
Yeah, but Jed, what'd you feel about that too? As far as like the robot apocalypse and everything, like how do you think they handled it, and how do you think it looked and whatnot?
No, they handled it very, very well. I will say, like at first, I honestly thought this movie was going to be this whole thing about just like, oh, like technology is really, really bad. You basically should put it down and spend time with your family because it's terrible. I'm just like, oh my god, I'm so tired of hearing that fucking storyline. But they actually go a different way with it. Like instead, like. This movie actually goes out of its way to basically say, like, okay, you need to understand this side, like this side and this side. And I actually thought that was actually pretty well done.
Yeah, and I know
the family itself too was actually pretty great too.
And I know that we would normally be spending a lot of time talking about synopsis, but the synopsis is very, very simple. The family does not get along because the daughter is going to be going to college, the dad's old, the mom is just I'm the housewife, whatever, and the little boy over there is super into dinosaurs. He's very awkward. And they have to work together to, deal with this whole robot apocalypse. So the reason why we're not really talking too much about the synopsis is because that's literally it. And the way you think it's going to end, it ends that way. So it is what it is. But, to wrap things up, because I don't think we need to go too far as reviews go, I just think that this fucking movie is the most non-insulting, non-aggressive movies to the point where, like, it's passive storytelling and jokes. It's like, you know what, like, this is a great thing to have in the background, and it's also a great thing to have right in front of you watching and just having your full attention. So yeah, for me, I'm gonna give this 4 out of 5. I fucking loved it. It's not perfect. There's a lot of things wrong with it, but it's nothing too aggressive where you gotta be mad. So Ganja, how about you, man? Any last words they want to touch on as well as Rain?
The only thing I really want to touch on is how well the family is, and I love a lot of the inside humor that the family does. The animation on animation is fucking great. I love that new original art style that's coming out of the folks that made the Into the Spider-Verse, and seeing that being done here is fucking amazing. The biggest thing I want to really touch on is this is a movie for like the generation that we are now, so people that are below the age of 30 who now probably has kids and stuff that want to watch a film that kind of gets touched their souls. I think this is a good candidate because this one reminds me of like a lot of stuff that I went growing up, even though we're about like 10-year difference between the main character. Nick, you're about 5 from the age of the main character, but the male main character, the guy, I forget what his name is, I only remember him really because of the monkey baboon gif at the beginning of the movie that pops up later, and it's just use of meme humor. It's just on solid. Like I really enjoy this film. I think if you take your kids to go see it, or if it's still running in the theaters, or if you go watch, I think it's a Netflix original, so I think you gotta watch it on Netflix anyways. So if you just sit your kids down and watch it, I think it's be highly enjoyable. Honestly, I think this would have been a little bit better if it was in a movie theater, but I'm also curious to see if more people would have seen it if it wasn't a theater. Like, it probably would have been one kind of pushed aside. Me and Roxy had talked about that as well.
Yeah, I mean, and that's one thing to think about too. Is like, yeah, with those special effects and everything, like with the cartoon stuff, it looks interesting enough. It's not super beautiful, but it's like, yeah, this would have done well. I think. I mean, this would have been a nice like third tier box office movie where it probably would have made its money back pretty quickly. But who knows? But what'd you rate this numerically out of 5?
I should give this shit a strong 4 out of 5.
Nice. Okay, Roxy, what would you rate this? Any last comments that you feel like you should bring up that we have not?
Well, I feel like it wouldn't have been that successful in the movie theater, to be honest. I feel like this would have, maybe it would have had the similar effect of like Scott Pilgrim, where everyone's like, only a certain crowd would kind of understand what they were going for. And then later on down the line, maybe it would be more appreciated. Possibly, I could see that happening.
Mm-hmm.
But I'd give this a 4 out of 5. I truly enjoyed this movie. I enjoyed all the like little, I call it memery scenery. They would have like the main like big picture focus when it came to memes, but every single meme or every single like interaction in that movie had like little things and little cute drawings that you should like keep an eye out for. And we found ourselves like constantly pausing to try to catch everything.
Like
so
the one where they do the special move and they all turn into like deers and shit.
Yeah, like, there's a lot of silly shit in here too with that. I mean, even like this other family, I forgot their names, but they're basically, the guys who do lip sync battle.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like they're in here, and like you would think like, oh, because the stars are gonna use the fuck out of them. No, very quick, very small little joke, boom. I love that shit too. Because it can be fantastical because of the animation, but then at the same time keep a service level where it's like, hey, we're not gonna beat you over the head over insulting your intelligence. But here's the thing though, Jet. I'm very curious what you think because I couldn't read you too well while we're watching this. I was like, oh, maybe she's liking this, and I can hear you laughing and everything. But you're such a nerd for animation stuff and etc. So, like, any last words, and what would you rate this?
Oh, this movie looked absolutely beautiful. I loved it. And I also I love when animated movies basically also don't have their characters looking the exact fucking same as everyone else. Like every single character in this actually looks different. Like they took the time with the actual background characters too, which I love that shit.
Yeah.
And this is honestly a really, really good family movie. Like, it's not offensive whatsoever and actually gives a pretty good lesson. The stars of the movie basically being the dad and the daughter, they steal the entire movie.
Yeah.
Because it basically is straight up just about those two and how like and their relationship developing throughout the movie throughout the movie. And I gotta say, like, I could see myself in, like I said before, I could see myself in both those characters. How when what's the girl's name in this?
Yeah, Katie, I believe.
Katie, yeah.
Yeah, Katie. When Katie was first showing her dad the little movie she made and stuff like that, I was actually doing the same thing like the dad was doing. I was just like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Dumbass shit. Like, what? You go to film school for this fucking trash? And then I was just like, oh wait.
That's my
I
child.
probably do that. I probably do that to everyone in this fucking call when I show them shit.
Goddamn right.
So I'm basically seeing the connection here, just like, okay, I understand them both.
Yeah,
But,
which is really good because they're reversible characters. Like they're literally like going against each other essentially. So it's kind of funny to see that you see yourself in both.
Yeah, like I guess getting older, it's just like you just tend to do those things, and that's A+ on the movie for basically showing both sides. Like you could actually understand both of them, both of where they were coming from. So with that, like I will say, the movie, the jokes with the memes actually can get a little bit sometimes. Like okay, you kind of overdoing it with the stickers and shit, kind of. But I get it. I get it. Gen Z and like very late millennials do the same thing, so I get it. And also, the story does go on kind of a, generic route, but that's not really a bad thing at all. So with that, I would have to give it like, trying to decide either a 4 or 4.5. I'll give it a 4.
Which, man, I can't believe, like, all around, just like all of us gave it 4s, and I'm glad that that's the case because that really does say a lot. Because for me personally, when it comes to any kind of movie, if we all can agree on its quality, whether it's middle of the road or high on the list, it means a lot more to me than when one person says it's the best movie and somebody else is like, I don't really like it too much. Because I think all of us having the idea that this is actually a quality thing that you can, it's not insulting to waste your time on it or whatever. That's pretty big. Like, I think that a very huge, wide audience will all agree that's at least above average, which is a very hard thing to accomplish. I don't get that with any of my favorite movies ever. There's people I've met that don't like Terminator 2. Like, so, I mean,
they're wrong.
They're very wrong. But yeah, no, I'm really glad that we all agree on this. But now,
actually, speaking about that, have you ever met anyone that basically loved Terminator 1 but hates Terminator 2?
Yeah. Actually, it's a reviewer that I used to. Yeah, like there's this Mike Matei. Actually, that's who it is from Massacre. Yeah, he said Terminator 2 is overhyped. He thinks Terminator 1 is a much better movie, much scarier, much better special effects. He literally said this. I'm like,
that's objectively wrong.
Yeah, like literally, it's like now we're getting away from opinion, just being fucking stupid. Like that makes no goddamn.
I've heard people say that about Alien, but mostly because those are two wildly different movies. So I can understand that if you don't like the action, you like the more horror aspect. But Terminator 1 is very action packed too.
Yeah. But here's the thing, though, guys. Now it's time to move on to something that we might have a couple of disagreements with, because I don't know how anyone feels about this.
Let's throw these hands.
Well, I mean, obviously you'll be here, but like, it's not Garbage Pail Kids, because I think we're all gonna agree on that one.
I cannot believe Jet tried to trick me into watching James and the Giant Peach.
Yeah, but this is completely different. This fucking thing, I was hyped, guys. Look at that. This is good.
Oh,
Mugen Train.
Poor
I was hyped. This could have been cool. And I gotta tell you, man, when you pull some shit that you guys did at the end of Demon Slayer, because I didn't talk about this too much, I didn't want to spoil it too much, whatever, but hey, people, spoilers for the show. Amazing show. Starts off great, and it starts off so good, in fact, that the entire show, you're always at the edge of your seat, like, what's Demon Slayer gonna do? I don't know, someone could die, someone could go through some shit, blah, 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 whatever. And they end off with that season finale, and I gotta tell you, like, I was only accepting that season finale because I was so sure that season 2 was gonna be so good, or this movie was gonna be so good. And I was like, you know what? If it's fucking amazing, I get it. Whatever. You want to respect your big fucking finale. This Mugen Train is all over the fucking place.
No, it's
all
not.
over the place.
It's not. It's in one room. It's in one fucking
it makes
train.
No sense.
I'll tell you exactly what this is. This is a filler.
That's not filler.
Oh yeah, it is. It
No,
basically it feels like it for most of it. Like near the end, there's some stuff that's gonna be clearly going on to the next one, but this feels so close and concise that from the ending to the start, you can essentially summarize anything you would need to know. Like watching the full thing, it doesn't really like. There's some emotional parts and some parts I genuinely enjoyed. But for the most part about this really feels like a random filler episode, or this feels like this was 4 or 5 episodes they made. This doesn't feel like a movie. This feels like it's about 4 or 5 episodes of Demon Slayer just kind of strung along together, and it doesn't feel like it doesn't feel like it ever extended anything too far. Like it felt like it did baby steps where it's like, oh, here's this character. We're gonna give you a tiny tidbit. And that's about it. It honestly doesn't feel worth sitting through. Where even if I enjoyed it, I felt like I was watching a glorified filler.
And Jet, this is what I'll say, and I'm going to have you tell us how wrong we are because I know that you disagree. But I will say this, because I don't feel like it's filler, because there's a very big thing that happens at the end of here where I'm like, okay, like this is definitely like you could have earned an entire season to give us this ending. But my problem is though, is like as far as the word filler goes, I think that they're definitely squeezing out a lot from a very minimal amount of content, and I do think that like. We could have had character development. We didn't get any of that. The things that are cool about Demon Slayer is that it's character development, it's world buildings, whatever. But we're still inside this train, and I'm definitely considering that as far as like how much I'm liking this or disliking this, because it's like, well, how much can you do when you're inside of a train? Well, don't confuse me right away where you have people die, but then they're asleep, but it's dreams, but then we're not explaining that, but then we have crazy overacting. Whoa, like. Dude, I didn't like Zenitsu and the Demon Slayer show for a few episodes because I was like, oh, you're screaming too much and you're overreacting. Everybody's doing that here except for the main character, but everybody, and it's like to only like Tanjiro, and by the way, his sister is barely shown here, and it's like she was the interesting part. Like that's what sold me on the show. Every episode, I was curious what's gonna happen. I was emotional. My heart was hurting. I love these characters so much, and here it's like this is what people stereotype anime to be. This is just silly, goofy, crazy blah, 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 bullshit.
The thing is I did like what was happening. I think the dreams were kind of cool, but it was like, hey, dream sequence while we go into the stuff these characters we already know, and it was emotional gut punch. You're right, Tanjiro was really the only interesting part, but it just felt like if I didn't watch this movie, what am I missing?
So, what are your thoughts on that, Jed? Do you feel like we're being a little too harsh on this? And what did you feel when you first started watching it, by the way?
That it was directly from it happened directly after the show. That's what I first thought. Yeah. Which I mean, it is like it's a straight up manga chapter. It's like the reason why this was made is because it was this arc is too short to basically just put it in the anime without stretching out the anime too much, because they only can put maybe 25, 26 episodes in like a split core. Which I mean, they made the right call actually making this into a movie, because like in the show maybe we could have got more development with Rengoku, but it's just like I just feel like this movie route was basically the best to take, because they actually got to, use that extra budget to show off some of the better moves that both Rengoku and Tanjiro have.
I guess
I agree with that, but at the end of it, it's like I feel like I didn't like. There are moments again with the way Tanjiro dream ended. It got me tears down my eye because that shit was emotional as fuck. But that's about it. That's really the only memorable part. That, and I'm 100% convinced this is just a Resident Evil game. About halfway through.
Yeah, it's Resident Evil 0.
Yeah, I was laughing my ass. I'm like, this just became Resident Evil.
Yeah, but here's the biggest thing about this too, and this is why I'm like really irritated as well, because if it's gonna be a movie, fine, let's get some kind of like, I mean, it's gonna lead to season 2, so let's get some cliffhangers or something, whatever. And like, it left out so many cliffhangers in the first season. I was like, okay, you know what? I'll forgive all this as long as I get some kind of like moving forward. Move the goalpost a little bit with Muzan Kibujutsu, the main villain from the first season. He doesn't even show his fucking face, dude. See, and I'm like, what the fuck are you thinking?
Well, yeah, this is a direct manga chapters. He doesn't show up in there like at all.
But like, and I had this thing with Adventure shit and DC shit. If the comics are comics for a reason. Like, it's okay to sell them the way they are and paste them the way they are. And I don't know much about comics, but it's just like that's the way comics and manga is. This is a movie. This is a show. This is a whatever. Like, change some shit. We are going to the movie theater. $25 and sitting there for 2 hours, and plus the popcorn and the lift money and the candy and the soda and whatever. You're at a movie during a pandemic. And you're going to give us a thing that doesn't even have the fucking main villain that we've been building the second half of Demon Slayer?
Okay, look.
Like that doesn't work, because the thing is, like, once again, like, this is a direct manga chapter. Like, you can't just basically just add them in for literally no reason, just change around, like, what was already, like, made before. Like, they are following the manga, like, directly. And just putting them in randomly, just, like, all, like, that would just change around the story. Unless they just did this, like, quick thing where just, like, just show them like talking real quick and then it's all done.
I'd be fine with that.
You'll get that later.
It would be basically wasting the character, because that character is extremely important. But like, to me, it's like, no, that was the problem, because you have the guy, he basically, again, in season 1 gives him a bunch of power, so you deal with that. My issue is like, I get that you didn't want to do a season and stretch out this manga chapter. Why couldn't you just do what some other animes do and just have like this arc, this season has 2 arcs in it? Because this could have been 4 episodes, and I probably would have forgiven it a little bit, because it would have made sense that it's like, hey, we're kind of telling, or I would have liked to know a little bit more about the fire guy. But this feels so filler, because, and again, maybe filler is the wrong word, but I'm looking about where they started. I'm looking for where they ended, and I'm like, how much has changed? I'm like, literally nothing has really changed that much. They have a bit of a forward direction, and some stuff happens, but like, none of that stuff was particularly important, because it can easily get summed up. And I could sum, like, if we do a spoiler at some point, I could sum it up in about a sentence, everything you know.
No, right now, spoiler talk, boo. Like, don't complain. We're spoiling the fuck out of this. Go ahead and sum it up, in your best ability or whatever. I don't give a fuck about spoilers.
Okay, the season 1 ends where he has to find Rengoku to basically explain the flame/fire breath. They meet up with him. A bunch of dream shit happens. And he basically dies to protect them from a higher-up demon. And he tells them, hey, I don't know much about this, but you got a couple notes. And then he's off. So what did they go to this entire train to find? This guy. What did he tell him? Find a bunch of notes. So what do you need to know about this? Tanjiro has to find some notes to find some flame breath.
Yeah,
That
and now we
is
just got a
like
goal for season
2
2.
hours.
Yeah.
Well, actually, you guys are forgetting like two of the strongest people, like literally in the show, are basically there. So it's not only like finding out more about this flame breath power that he basically had. Rengoku also gave him a direction, just like, hey, listen, I'm about to die. I don't know much about this, but go talk to my father.
Which is fine, and I'm glad that they moved the goalpost in that sense. So
but to me, it's like my issue is that like again, and if I'm using the wrong words, someone correct me. But we barely see Rengoku in the fucking season 1. We see him for 2 seconds. He shows up and immediately dies. Like, this character is now almost gonna get forgotten in history.
Yeah, because there's no heft there because, like you said, we've only seen him a little bit in season 1. So like, I mean, even though he's important to us emotionally, which is what Demon Slayer is all about, the emotions. Why the fuck would we care about a dude we don't know?
But barely again. I'm gonna forget his name. It's the cool fire guy that looks like Sparky Boom Man from My Hero growing up.
Yeah.
See, and that's where basically making this into a movie actually worked, because like them having to go see it in theaters and like his actual action scene being enhanced and all that actually works in his favor of actually being more remembered, because there's a bunch of people doing artwork right now and putting him as their favorite character right now. People love characters like him.
I don't see how, but in all honesty, maybe I'm stupid. I didn't really see a difference in the animation quality. To me, it looked like, again, they looked like a couple episodes of Demon Slayer sparked together. And it had this cool moments, it does this cool lightning stuff. It has, the Inuzuka doing his crazy bullshit with his boar mask, which he's fucking hilarious. Tanjiro being the heart and soul of the show. Like, it had all the same stuff that makes Demon Slayer great. And I was just like, look, I don't really see an increase in the budget. It feels like they did it because, again, there's so little to work with that they realized putting into a movie would help. But I would have preferred 4 episodes of the anime.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, for me, I think, like, if this was, like, the beginning of season 2, it'd be like, oh, fuck, we started off good. Bam, it was, like, 4 episodes or 5 episodes, and, like, we ended off with that death, whatever. I'd be like, holy shit, that's interesting. And then, I mean, dude, like, they do, like, 2 or 3 different types of stories or journeys in the first season. Like, when he's trying to go to the corpse, I say corpse, like a dead body. I mean, like, God, what do they call the Demon Slayer Corps?
Yeah,
like, he's going through the fucking the trees and shit. Then he fucking goes over, and it's like, I don't know, like, those situations. I'm like, those could have been side movies, or whatever, but they weren't. So it's like, over here, I just don't understand why they couldn't do the same thing, except for, hey, let's fuck people over, let's sell this, put this in a movie theater, and make some money.
Not really. Most likely, what they're trying to do is like they're just like, okay, we can make this one into a movie. So therefore, when the next season comes, which is basically this year, they'll have more arcs to put in that next season rather than having you wait for another season. They basically have more time to put more arcs in the other season. Like, just get straight to it. Get this one out of the way, and then just go straight into the next.
They don't want to pull an Attack on Titan and have an extremely short second season that's negative or whatever. But at the end of it, it's like, as much as that's a decent idea, the cynical part of me is like, hey, this is like one of the most popular fucking new animes ever. And the manga's super popular, everything's popular. Let's just try to make some extra cash off something that wouldn't work in the show. Like, that's the part where he was like, we can make a fuck ton of money off this, and then we can also use that to make more seasons and stuff. And it's like, essentially, they wanted a quick cash grab, and that's what this feels like.
Yeah, and I mean, and they made a lot of money, and they beat Mortal Kombat. I mean, they whooped Mortal Kombat's ass. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, and I'm happy for them. Cool. Like, I think Demon Slayer, to be honest, especially that first season, has way better writing than Mortal Kombat will ever fucking have. So it's fine. But at the same time, it's like, I'm gonna call bullshit when I see bullshit, and bullshit is like, yeah, you guys made a financial decision, and cool. You know what? Like, how many things do I like make financial decisions all the time? Transformers, fucking Mortal Kombat. We just brought that up. My horror movies. They do that shit all the time, so I get it. But for me, it's like, for a show that makes me so emotionally invested to the point where I'm aggressively watching, like, fuck, what's gonna happen? Edge of my seat. Like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. And here I was bored. I was literally yawning, and everyone's screaming and shooting and stabbing and cutting and blood and cutting each other's heads off, and I'm bored out of my fucking mind. So bored. So for me, I mean, you guys can say whatever you want afterwards, because I don't have too much more to say about it. Just for me, it's a 2.5 out of 5, because at the end of the day, these characters are still interesting because the show did all the work. Like, there's great characters here. They're amazing. I love these characters. I still care about them. But it's not for what they do here. It's for the show busting its ass to build something for us to enjoy in this movie. So I gotta give it points just on what the show did, but I'm not doing that again with season 2. If season 2 sucks, then you know what? You suck. No more excuses. So yeah, 2.5 out of 5 for me is right down the middle of the average. But Jet, how about you? What would you rate this? And if there's anything else you want to talk about, you absolutely can, because I know I didn't really touch on too many things in the synopsis.
I feel like you're being a bit too cynical for something that you say basically the show did that. Well, this is also a continuation of the show, so therefore, like it also put in work. It's not really a cash grab at all. Like the real cash grab when it comes to anime are the recap movies. Those are trash. And those get released in theaters. This is straight up like these people worked on this. Like they put it in the theaters, made it much longer. Actually did flesh out the animation and whatnot. It was heartfelt. It's just like, yeah, like this wasn't a cash grab. It's just like they put thought into this. It's just like, okay, let's give them this movie. Let's give us some money so we can actually make a really, really good second season, and it worked. People who love Demon Slayer Slayer actually came out of this movie like straight up loving it, and there's a reason why it's #1 in the box office right now. Because while it is like it's a shonen, it's like it's going to be a generic. Like most shonen have a bit of genericness to them. Mm-hmm. Like that's not technically a bad thing as long as you have fun with it. In which like the characters themselves are fun. The fight scenes are actually pretty fun. It's emotional. I didn't hate this at all. Like, honestly, like, I just felt like it was a straight up just continuation of the show, and I like the show, so I don't really have a problem with this. And I'll be glad, like, once the second season starts, where I can get, like, straight from this part. Because the thing is, if they made this part, as you guys are talking about, like, into an anime, and you guys are this bored by it, or, like, well, not really bored by it, but just kind of like, it's whatever. Like, that basically keep you from watching the show for a while. Just like, oh, I don't like this arc. Maybe I'll just skip past it. Or just like, who cares? Whatever. But, honestly, I would give this I'm thinking either 3.5 or 4. I'll give it a 3.5. Because, like, there was, like, it is like, quite up, like, generic at points. To where, like, some of the characters are just kind of like, okay, come on now. This guy's kind of cheesy here. But it is anime, whatever. It's not a straight up original story because like straight up from the manga. But most of the time, people don't even really like the original stories that come from like My Hero does that a lot. They'll like do original movies and then people be like, oh, well, that was okay. I didn't really like that. So I think they did a good job here.
Yeah, and and I see what you mean as far as like, well, they had to do what the manga did, and it's like, yeah, I respect that, and I consider that at least, but it's just, I don't know, maybe I was in a shit mood when I watched it, maybe, and you make a good point, it's like, okay, would I have been bored if I watched this in the season? I feel like, I'd be like, oh, that episode wasn't so great, let me take a break, and then I come in fresh the next day and watch episode 4, I'm like, oh, that was a little bit better, but let me come back tomorrow and watch another one. That's the cool thing about shows, that's why that's so important to me, why I like shows. But, like, when you're sitting there like a fucking prisoner just on the chair, just having to sit through 2 hours of this.
Well, I mean, would you rather, like, get through, like, the 2 hours of a movie or basically have to sit through, like, 5 episodes of an arc you really don't like?
To be honest, like, if a movie was positioned like a show where there's, like, acts or something. Like, for instance, I'll admit to this. Zack Snyder's Justice League, if they had them episodic and they ended after each act, I probably would have liked that shit. But to sit there for 4 hours and just sit through each fucking boring joke and each stupid fight scene and each fucking boring dialogue, it's like, that is torture. That is literally physical torture. And this is not torture, but my God, man, like, I sat through 6 hours of this season and didn't fucking go, God damn it, because I had the choice to leave. And there was a couple times I did leave. This, I couldn't pause it. I had to sit there. And I'm just like, I can't take this. Like, this is, yikes. But then again, who knows? I am very cynical sometimes, and sometimes I do take my shit mood into something, so I don't want to, I'm trying not to be unfair, but hey, who knows? Maybe that's just something that takes over. So, yeah, that's how I feel about that. But, Alan, I don't know if you hate as much as I do in that sense, or you're as
No one's ever going to hate things as much as you do.
That is very true. But, rating and any last comments?
I'll start off with my rating and then explain. My rating to me, this is a 3 out of 5. And as much as I was talking as much, or maybe even arguably more shit than you, my problem is that I expected a little bit more oomph because it's a movie, so I expected a little bit more of like a straightforward, not necessarily a straightforward story, but I expected a reason to justify it being a movie versus a TV show. Because to me, I grew up watching Dragon Ball Z, and I hated every fucking movie they ever made for that shit because it was all fucking Elseworld. We just made this shit up, non-canon stories. So I just stopped watching them because they were wasting my fucking time. When it comes to, but I feel the same way when it comes to a lot of filler because I watched Naruto, the Shonen, the first 200 episodes. I watched every episode, but when it came to the fucking Shonen Jump or Shippuden, I stopped because I was like, I'm not watching Japanese filler. Fuck that shit. Like I can deal with English filler, put on the background, but Japanese filler, I'm not reading shit that doesn't matter or the swing for the 18th fucking time. So to me, filler is like I don't hate it, but I recognize filler where it's like, how much does this matter to the overall story? How much did this matter to what was happening to the characters? How much did the characters grow over this particular episode? And Nick is like, well, it's a movie, you know, we can't pause. I'm like, look, I'm not going to judge on that. I'm going to judge it based on Jet said. If this was 4 episodes, I would be like, hey, man, there's not, like what's really going on with these characters? Like, when it came to every episode of Demon Slayer Season 1, every episode progressed Tanjiro in some way. I hated Zetsu because I felt like he never really grew that much. But he did eventually grow over the course of the season. But the characters grew, the worlds grew, things were being built. This feels like a random a random adventure in the middle of anywhere that the second season goes, well, I gotta find my sword, random redhead's dead, and that's about it. It's like that's really the only thing, the consequence that happened. And to me, that makes me mad where it's like, I feel like I kind of wasted my time because it feels like you didn't, none of the stuff here to me was drastically important enough to justify its own existence. Like, the animation is beautiful. The fight scenes are, as usual, fantastic. This show is probably some of the best sword fights I've ever seen. And I love their weird, like, stylistic 3D, 2D when everyone has their fire and lightning and ice powers. I always think that's really cool. And it has all that. But it doesn't have the interesting thing that made Demon Slayer work, which was the characters progressing, the world getting bigger. It feels like a bottle adventure in a series that doesn't really do bottle adventures.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like, you know, we can't help but compare it, and that's part of the cynicism probably too. But it's like, yeah, you got something that had a world to explore, and when we're stuck inside of a train, you can't explore it. And we will, you know, have that in mind when watching this. But like, you can't give points to something just because it's like, oh well, since you're unable to because your story revolves around this, well, let's just give you a point anyway. You're just as good as the show. Fuck that. No, like. Next time you do a fucking movie, or hey, manga, next time you're gonna do a side story in your manga, why don't you encompass more than just the train? You know, we watched Infinity Train. It's a train. You know, it's. I
don't feel like that's very fair because each arc basically takes place in like one certain area. What's so hard about it basically taking place on a train? Like they like stuff took place on like a forest in a house, a house that was moving around.
I mean, Jay, you're correct. That you can have essentially smaller areas. Like the first 4 episodes, he's in a woods by himself, just training. But we're learning about the character. We're learning about how the world works. We're learning how dangerous these demons are and how much training it takes. With the train, we didn't really learn anything that we didn't already know. Like even the guy who were there for the whole reason why we're there, we learned a little bit through his dream sequence. But he doesn't stick around long enough for us to really gain an attachment to him like we did to any of the other characters that we had. So it becomes very frustrating where it's like, I get that, hey, your source material exists, and usually when people deviate from the source material, it is the worst shit in the fucking world. Holy crap. So I get you don't want to do that, and you did this like, to get some money for the seasons and to capitalize on the growth of the show. I 100% get all of that. So to me, I'm not like as I said, I gave it 3 out of 5, which is I think a pretty fair review because there wasn't anything overtly bad in this. It just to me there wasn't anything good. It was like right in that middle area, but it still has everything that makes the show really fucking good. The animation, the voice acting. I watched it like obviously everyone watches sub, but like the dialogue, a lot of the stuff that's going on is everything that makes the show amazing. And the show itself is a 4 out of 5. So this loses a mark because it doesn't feel like the characters grew at all in this 2 hours.
And what I would do, like, let's just say if I was writing the manga, let's get out of the anime really quick. Because I when I complain about something, I always want to, like, show an example. Like, this is what I would do, and you guys can, tell me whether or not it sucks, which you probably will think it sucks. I'm not a writer, so hey. But, like, or a professional writer. But, like, for me, it's like, what I would have done in the manga, at least, is right after that big death happens, instead of just ending it right there where people cry for fucking 8 minutes or whatever the fuck was going on there, which I get too because death is sad. But like I would have had them go on their journey just a little bit, maybe make it pretty quick. They find a new group of people to like learn about, and then they meet the next like chapter of like, oh shit, like this bad thing happened, but nothing too bad because you guys gotta come back for the next chapter in this manga to see what's gonna happen. Like that's what I've done.
That's exactly what they do. The only reason they left it off where they did is because right after that is the start of the new arc, and they have to put that in the. They literally had to put that in the new season.
Yeah, but I just feel like that wasn't like I don't know, like for me. And another thing I would have done too is I would have had them meet a new character on the train, and then we learn about him, and like you could still build a character on this train. Like it's not like in a location thing of like, hey, you need to be in a big open world so you can learn. It's like I've seen shit done in a house, Night of the Living Dead. It's just 4 people hitting wood on a fucking window.
Train to fucking Busan.
Yes, amazing. You know, like Friday, it's just a neighborhood. They're just, hey man, I'm going to your mom's house. You want to buy some weed? All right, cool. Like, fucking world building, amazing. Friday is the best anime ever.
There are people that will say that shit, but like I said, like to me, it's like I just wanted something. I wanted something of consequence besides a character that we barely see in Zerkan. I am upset that character passed because I'm like. I would have liked to see you more and go more into your thing, but we get like 2 seconds of your story, and it's like now you're gone forever, and it's like, well, fuck.
But I definitely see Jed's points though, and I could see how some people would disagree with me. So I just want to let you know, like I don't fully disagree with you, Jed. It's just for me, maybe I'm just one of those dumb dudes, those bro dudes. It's like I just want more shit, so yeah, it is what it is. But with that said, though, guys, we're gonna get the fuck out of here. We killed Roxy.
Not my baby.
It's just hey, how you guys doing?
Oh, I took a nap because I hate to say it, but like, Alan, you just had something that makes me sleepy.
I knew that was gonna happen. Apparently, my dialogue puts me the fuck to sleep. Jesus Christ!
Hey guys,
not what you're talking about. It's like you're just like really, really monotonous. You have like I don't know.
Wow, thanks, Doxy.
A superhuman thing where you just keep the same tone, like no matter what. And I'm like, you know what? I'm cold. I'm gonna just lay down and watch TikToks and knocked out.
Well, I don't know. I will say this. Usually, I always bring up one person falling asleep on the show before, and man, like I'm just saying, this is hilarious. This is a joke I'll always make for the fucking future. But with that said, though, guys, no, it was fun. Tomorrow we're gonna be coming back doing the Garbage Pail Kids and everything. But Alan is gone. He left.
Yeah. Apparently, I just put Roxy to sleep, so I'm out.
Look, Alan, but this also ties into another thing. I'm also going to be on the review tomorrow, and I work early tomorrow, so you kind of help me out.
You want me to put you to bed? Like,
yeah.
Oh shit. Anyway,
let me just read to you the reasons. Let me just break down the Dark Knight and all of its thematic elements, and just send you a recording so you can play when you go to bed.
Legitimately, I'm really excited for that too. By the way, because we're gonna be talking about that as well as what you call it. There's gonna be another review that we're doing. I fucking forgot already, but like yeah, we'll be doing that too. It's gonna be some fun stuff. But with that said, Alan, why don't you tell people where to find you and all that good stuff?
Alrighty then. So as I put Roxy to sleep with my voice, basically check me out of the Metropolis with Ganja. We just had an episode of Illuminati that came out yesterday. The Horror Hole just dropped theirs. So basically, there's content for everyone every week. Nunes had theirs. Cedric has his sports pod coming out in the next couple of days. So drop a like on there, and yeah.
All right. So with that said, guys, we're getting the fuck out of here. So thank you for watching and whatnot. I know you guys are enjoying that good old Garbage Pail Kids review from Double Toasted. So yeah, you guys are not here to see me say bye, but bye. And we'll talk to you tomorrow. Goodbye. And here's this one window. It took me a bit to find it. There it is. Boom. All right.